Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me on this wonderful journey. Like, honestly, I am so excited here today to tell you all about a whole bunch of horseshit that really, truly means a lot to me. So, for those who do not know, I did a 60-day challenge where I did basically daily uploads. Man, I can't even put my words together. But every single day, I uploaded at least one video for 60 days straight. And honestly, this adventure has been wonderful. Like, I truly appreciate everybody who actually joined me in, watched my content, had a good laugh, and in all reality, I made so many memories. And I didn't know when the next time I was going to make a video because I recently just stopped, and then I created this huge project that was about an hour and 22 minutes, and I put together a whole bunch of special little surprises and Easter eggs within the video. And I just wanted to leave a big thank you about how much you guys meant to me. And I've been working on improving my editing with videos, my effects, how I did things, and I don't usually do voice covers, but personally I really enjoy it. And yeah, I know my mic sucks, it's a desktop mic. I really need to get a muffler. But even with all that being said, I want to talk to you guys, and I want you guys to know how much you truly mean to me. Because I've honestly been through a lot in my life. It's no fucking joke. So, in this episode, I just want to put up a whole bunch of videos of everything that we did and all the memories I was honored to make with so many beautiful and amazing people, and how they truly touched my soul. And I just want to open up so you guys get to know the real me. Currently right now, since I did my 60-day challenge and I'm done with it, I decided to pick up a new 60-day challenge. On December 1st, today is December 3rd, but on December 1st, I enrolled back into school, and I am now doing a kitchen class, and I'm also doing an English class. Kitchen class is pretty cool. I'm writing a book for kitchen class. I'm doing over 100 recipes, and in the beginning of my book, I'm going to be showing people how they can survive $20 a week if in case they're struggling, and I'm showing them how me and my brother Greaser did it. Just $20 every single week, doing everything we can just to make it by and survive, and I want to show the people it's possible. Well, not only that, I also want to make a whole bunch of recipes and some personal homemade recipes I made myself, and also some from my great-grandmother. And okay, she's my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother Ruby. She's amazing, and bless her soul. And at the end of the book, I'm putting in a whole bunch of categories, because when my brother and I, we did our 3 food drives, we found hundreds of people in poverty that were suffering and was really having a hard time to be able to feed themselves because they suffered multiple disabilities. And so at the end of my recipe book, I want to make different categories for people, a category for people who are lactose intolerant, a category for gluten-free, one for diabetic, another for people who have allergies and what are really good substitutes. And I've been learning a lot, I really have. And my professor, Professor Mark Malaby, he's very, very impressed with all my progress and everything that I've done so far. And so I'm doing this 60-day challenge where I'm writing a new book, and it's called Life Goals. And basically what I did is I took the ideology of video games, even as you see me play, time to time I'll unlock what's known as achievements. And anyone who's a gamer, they'll know exactly what that is. Well, I'm taking that ideology and I'm switching out achievements with goals to make every single day. Right now, I'm on day 7. And hold on, I'm actually grabbing my journal. I'm on day 7 right now, and I have been completing many goals, as you could actually tell. I mean, no, whatever. You know what I'm trying to get at, alright? And in my result, it has truly helped me. It really has, because when I was doing the videos and uploading every single day, I did have a lot of fun, but I was mentally unstable, my mental health wasn't good, and at one point it literally felt like a job. Like, it felt like if I don't put this up, like, I'm a failure. But then simultaneously, like, it helped me so amazingly because it gave me a reason to get up every single day. And I'm so happy I actually accomplished doing 60 days in a whole row, because it shows me personally that I can stay consistent. So that's why I wanted to pick this up. And I'm flipping through my pages right now, just looking at everything I've done. In 7 days, I've completed so much goals. I'm using a composition notebook that's called like Norcom, and it's 100 pages. And hey, you know, it's actually made in the USA and not from China for fucking once, right? Well, anywho, the results of this, honestly, I feel like a brand new me. Like, I'm writing all my wrongs and my regrets. I'm trying to show people that I can improve and I can be a better person and that I can truly work on myself. And honestly, this book is truly helping. Like, if anyone out there is listening to me and you're struggling like me, I recommend getting a journal and writing it. You don't have to like publish it into a book like I am. But I'm telling you, like, every single day when you're accomplishing goals, just tiny little goals to build up a big goal, you will become successful. Because that is exactly what's going on with me. And I am learning how to open up. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up in this episode. This is a very deep and dark episode. And it's also inspirational, I find. And due to how many people have given me amazing feedback and compliments and comments about how, like, they're so proud of me of the distance that I've been able to go just in a short amount of time. Like, in these 7 days, in these past 7 days of how much I have written, like, I'm on page 50 in the notebook, and I've been writing it out on the computer, which is like a little over 20 pages. I'm doing this thing like on Google Docs, and I'm gonna get all proofread, and then I'll get it published. Well, I'm practicing on how to do like this thing called spoken word, where you write something down and then and it doesn't even necessarily have to rhyme like rap, and you just speak it out. And honestly, it's been really, really difficult to me because like a lot of this stuff I write is very personal. So if you don't want to listen to it, just click off the video. I don't mind. But don't forget, don't subscribe, and if you're unsubscribed, please hit the unsubscribe button and dislike this video, because I only make terrible fucking content. So I want to read a couple of pages out of my notebook to you guys, and I just want to get it out there. And this in my notebook, I don't really have things labeled yet, but if I did label this, it would be a grieving process. And this is about how my 3 brothers have passed away, and basically how I feel about it and what has helped me. So if you have lost someone that you loved, I want you to know that I wrote this to help myself and also speak to you. And you always got to remember, you are not alone. Like, you're never alone. We're all strong. Without further ado, I'm going to start reading. It's funny how... Sorry. Just give me a sec. It's funny how time feels like it rushes you during the times you didn't appreciate properly, and now it's too late to rewind, so you can't tell the ones that you love on how you feel. Alright, sorry, let me restart. This is real difficult for me, so I apologize. It's funny how time feels like it rushes you during the times you didn't appreciate properly, and now it's too late to rewind, so you can't tell the ones you love on how you feel when they were alive. I can tell you from experience that you should appreciate and capture all moments, no matter how big or small they are. The true magic about golden memories, your best memories, is that you won't realize how special the moments are until you're standing over their grave holding onto a bouquet of flowers as the rain splashes you till you soak while repeating your regrets and goodbyes. I can tell you what I'd do to hug I can't tell you what I'd do to hug my brothers just one last time, and I believe I'd feel more complete, and life wouldn't feel as if it's a void. Some days life doesn't even feel real when there are empty chairs at the dining table that once was seated by beautiful souls. Sometimes you give the empty seats plates of food, hoping that one day they will walk through that door, arriving like they used to. Other times I catch myself sending my brothers messages and will wait for hours just expecting and hoping they will message me back. But of course they never do, which makes my heart drop like an anchor falling into the abyss where no one can catch it, just to make me feel whole again. If you feel how I feel, just know that it makes us family, because we're both human. I understand how much it hurts, which means I love you. How to continue on after someone who makes your world smile, who has passed away. From what I've learned is to honor their legacies by keep breathing, because they can't breathe, which means we must breathe for those who aren't breathing no more. Don't focus on the times that you can't have. Instead, focus on the memories you got to share with them. Just imagine them smiling like they used to, because it means that they would want you to smile too. They no longer are able to make their dreams come true, so it's up to us to make that happen, since that is what they would want it to happen, and deep down, you know that's what they want to see. You must search in the immeasurable distance inside your core to find an untold strength that you possess. I believe in you. We both know that you can do it. You just got to keep trying no matter what. Pain can never divide us if you allow it to prosper you in strength. This life will abuse us and beat us till it breaks our bodies. But then how do we beat this torturous life? By getting back up and stare at death straight in the face of his eyes of fear and say, "Not today." We must keep on fighting no matter how many bullets sink into our skeletons. It's okay to have tough darkness days. And the trick on how to make these painful days is by living for the next day. Oh man. So, thank you so much for listening to that. And I just want to tell you guys a little something about me. So, as you probably could tell, people call me Mental, but my real name is KJ. How I actually earned my name Mental, I was 10 years old. And I've been beaten and abused a lot, so at a young age I realized I have a high pain intolerance due to my stepfather beating me on the daily. And I was in what's called Winfield Intermediate School. An intermediate school is literally just a school designed between elementary and junior high, or middle school. Yeah, they even changed junior high to middle school. So because I had a high pain intolerance, I like to do anything possible to make other people laugh. So I would jump high out of my chair, and then I would face plant and slam my head on my desk. And I would shock everybody and make them laugh. And it would make me feel so good. Well, they start calling me Mental. And that's how I earned my name at age 10. And then it just stuck throughout my entire life. I'm 23 now, so 13 years later, I'm still being called Mental. And when I was 13, my best friend Eric Knowles, his little sister Emma Knowles, she's like, "Man, you're the mental one." And I snapped my fingers. I was like, Yeah, that's my name. I'm keeping that. So I actually earned the name, the Mental One. I never made it up or anything. It's what people called me. Because people also used to call me Joker, because like when I would get jumped and beaten, I would just laugh hysterically. Because it wasn't actually hurting me. Like, it hurt my heart deep down that people would do that to me. But like, it wasn't painful because I was used to the abuse. Like, I was conditioned for it. And to explain my abuse, I was born in Winfield, Kansas, and the first decade of my life, till I was 10, I grew up in Ark City, Kansas, off of 6th Street. And I lived with my biological mom and my stepfather. And, you know, for the first few years, like, life was great, but I get night terrors all the time, like how I was 4 years old. And my stepfather tied me up and put me into a bat, like a pillowcase. And I just remember fighting and crying, and I could just, in the darkness, just hear his laughter. And especially when I turned 6, after my little sister Brianna was born, my stepfather would beat me on a daily basis. He loved Brianna so much, but he threw me away like a piece of garbage, and he hated me. I remember he would always tell me that I'm the reason why my family's in pain, and that if I just died, it would, like, the whole family would just be okay. Like, the family would be happier that I would die. I didn't really understand the concept of death back then. Like, my stepfather would give me bullets and force me to go outside and throw them on the street. And so me and my friends would always throw them on the street. And I do remember one time we just heard this like loud bang, and we didn't understand what it was. And when I went on to my parent visitation for my biological father, I informed him about this. I didn't understand why he was so mad, and he tried to take me to the side and elaborate to me that I could have died, and he explained how the bullets worked, and I just didn't understand. And so I told him about the time when my stepfather gave me a grenade and showed me how to activate it, and then put me in the basement, and I did. I pulled the lever, well, not pulled it, I pushed it in, and then I pulled a pin on the side. And I had no idea that thing, like, I could have died. I could have died so many times, but I didn't. And I just remember hearing, like, this beautiful voice of an angel speak to me in my head and told me that I need to put the pin back. Because, like, I honestly wanted to see what happened. I had no idea what I was holding. And so I did. I put the pin back, and I slowly let go of the lever, and nothing happened. And I never thought about it until about a couple of years ago when I had a night terror, and I reminded myself of it. Well, not necessarily me reminding myself, it just happened with the flashbacks. And I was blown away that literally that day I could have died. Well, later on, the abuse got worse. My stepfather was beating the shit out of me every time he got drunk. And my stepfather was brainwashing my own mom, telling her that if I died, they'd be happy and all this and all these lies. So my biological mom would start giving me pills and telling me they were candy. And she would overdose me all the time. And I can't tell you how many times I can actually sit there and remember myself just drooling on myself. And just in so much pain. I'm just lying on the ground. Everybody at school thought I was retarded. Everyone I hung out with, they thought I was special because they had no idea that I was just an overdose zombie. And slowly but surely it started killing my body. On November 26th of 2007, when I was 10, and this is how my father was able to win me in court, is that my biological mom handed me over 100 pills and told me they were candy. And so I ate them, and I thought it was cool, because like I understand there were pills a bit, you know, at that age, because I was bragging about how I'm like, hey, I'm just like Grandma Ruby, because at the time I didn't know she was my great Grandma Ruby. And she's diabetic, but she needs the pills. I didn't. And I just remember being on the floor, just sitting in my own pool of drool. And I remember I was just so fucking high. Like, I had such a lightheaded, and all I wanted to do was just get lower. And I was just suffering in so much pain and puking my brains out. But thanks to my biological father and my stepmother, they saved my life. and I owe them everything. But once I became the age of 12, after my father was able to have me, we had some FBI agents get a hold of us, and he became an author, by the way, just a little background story. He wrote the book The Yellow Ape. It's by T.K. Murdoch, my dad. And supposedly he told us that he was going off to do book signings. Well, the FBI contacted us to inform us that they had my biological father in custody, and come to find out, he robbed 11 banks in 6 different states. And then my stepmom didn't want me. She said that I was just a bad kid. In all reality, I had PTSD, and she just didn't know how to properly handle me. So she threw me to the wolves. She gave me to my grandparents, not my awesome one with Grandma Ruby and Grandpa Art, my Baptist preacher ones, which, by the way, if you don't know what a Southern Baptist church is, it's basically like a knockoff brand of the Westboro Church, the ones that hate gays. Like, yeah, even this church hates gays, which is pretty ironic because in the religion you're supposed to love everybody, but oh no, if you suck dick or you do something I don't like, you're now going to hell forever. And my grandma and grandpa, my grandpa, he was a pastor for the church in Ark City, Winfield, and also Ponca City. And my grandma, she was always by his side. And at first they loved me. They loved me a lot because I'm their favorite grandson, due to the fact I'm a direct bloodline through my father. But once they figured out I don't believe in Jesus, I don't believe any of that, but even though I believed in compassion, that they started abusing me as well. My grandma, and this is actually, it's going to be my recipe book. It's called The Devil's Pancakes, and the lore behind it is while I'm cooking pancakes, my grandma came in and she's like, "Ooh, look, the devil's making pancakes again." Because she always called me the devil or Lucifer. She would always call me the Antichrist, which I always thought was funny. I was like, wait, so humans been around for thousands of years, and you truly believe that I'm special enough that the devil himself has came through me to be worse than Adolf Hitler, and my entire destiny and purpose is to lay waste to all lands and destroy all humanity, to bring them to hell, to raise an army to fight the angels in heaven, of the ultimate battle that anybody in the Christian religion would know, like, the devil's gonna lose no matter what. Like, God is God, come on now. And so that's what really broke my faith, and with those experiences, I misjudged whoever the great being is. Like, personally speaking, I don't believe in religion whatsoever. I think it's all just brainwashed bullshit. But, if it works for someone, then I'm like, hey man, go do your thing. Just don't attempt to convert me out of respect. Because I believe in the two most amazing things in the world, and that is comedy and compassion. And that's why I try to shine through my channel, is that I'm a fucking total jackass, but even though I'm a jackass, I have a golden heart, and that just shows that it doesn't matter who you are, you can still go out of your way to help people. So as I'm making these pancakes, and she called me the devil, I just had this, like, grand smart-ass idea. Like, I had this grand smart-ass idea. I was like, you know what? Fine, if I'm the devil, I'm gonna be making me some devil's pancakes. So I was drinking a Monster at the time, and I substituted the milk with a Monster energy drink, and then I threw some chocolate chips in there, and then I poured some red food coloring, and I mixed it all together, and I cooked it, and oh my god, that shit was so bomb. It is delicious, and the whole recipe will not only be a video on my channel later in the future, but it's also going to be my recipe book, so if you want to make it yourself, go right ahead. And you will know the legend behind those pancakes and the homage you're paying to it. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And honestly, just that prime example right there just shows you how I'm able to take negatives and metamorphosis into this positive, basically changing negatives and transforming them positives, and that's what I try my best to do. And I just want to say it's an honor to be able to make videos for you guys, and it's an honor that you guys even listen to my story. So after that whole deal, my grandparents didn't love me anymore, so they forced me to go homeless. Well, and the reason why, by the way, is because since my father was in my life, my father always protected me. So I decided, check things out. Like, I like wearing girls' socks. I like wearing girls' skinny jeans that are super colorful. I love wearing fascinating undershirts and vests with ties, bow ties, and blazers, Like, I was experimenting and I found my style. But because I wear girl clothing, even though I can fucking rock it, as you guys have seen, my grandmother said I'm going to hell for it. And she's told me that I was going to go to hell for many things. So that's the reason why I lost my home. And they wanted nothing to do with me. And that's when my brother Ninja, he came into my life. And he helped me become a juggalo. Which, if you don't know what a juggalo is, what is a juggalo? I don't know, but I'm down with the clown and I'm down for life, yo. Woo woo, much motherfucker wicked clown love, yo. A juggalo is, as I was trained and grew up upon, we're about three things. We're about individuality, family, and love. And we're just a whole bunch of people who are clowns that love clown music. We're molested, we're the ones who are raped, we're abused, we're beaten, we go through hell, we've starved, we went through anything and everything you can imagine, and we come together as outcasts to make a big family because we don't have families, or even if you have families, it doesn't matter. We just love each other. And that's the whole point of being a juggalo, is about being yourself and helping each other. And so to this day, I hold the juggalo name in honor of my brothers, my uncle, my aunt, everyone who has passed away, and also to show people that you can do better and you can improve. So at this time, I was 13, and it was my first time experiencing homelessness. I was couch surfing, and Ninja, he went out of his way and helped me out, and I owe it everything to that guy. I love you, man. I really do. And I never forget you, man. And by the time I was 14, my grandparents had enough with me because I didn't give up and I didn't kill myself. So they called the police and claimed that I attempted or tried to burn their house down by going through my notebooks, taking quotes out of context, taking messages that I sent on Facebook out of context to make this false story. So I got picked up, I was put into foster care, still homeless, and throughout all of those years of foster care, I went to over 100 different placements, I went to over 30 different schools, I was jumped, beaten, I've survived drive-bys, I became a gang member, I hurt a lot of people, I did a lot of bad shit, I set a dude's car on fire, like, I did a lot of bad shit to survive because I didn't have anyone, and I never got adopted once. No family really actually cared about me. Out of over 100 placements, I know 100% there was 4 homes that I went to that treated me like a human being, but I wasn't allowed to stay because it was a temporary home. It was I think they call it a replacement home or something like that in foster care. Well, by the time I turned 18 and I went through so much shit, I finally earned my freedom to go back home in Winfield, and I went to the judge and they gave me my paperwork. I was able to leave out of foster care. I went home. I was even home for 2 weeks, and then on July 2nd, 2015, about 5.5 years ago, my little brother Ethan Pratt took his own life. And it just hurt. It just hurt so much to know that I wasn't there for him. And I found out the story because, like, I just lost my mind. Like, I was trying my best to stay strong, but Winfield High School bullied me so hardcore because they knew my biological name, so they would, my government name, they were making fun of me, and my government name is a trigger to my PTSD, which I later on found out and was diagnosed with. And it actually is called a CPTSD, Complex Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, which is different than post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder is like if you get raped once, or you get into a car crash, or someone dies that you love, and it just causes a bunch of trauma. CPTSD is like if you get raped multiple times and or experience abuse for years to decades, or you basically just experience trauma over and over and over again, and that's what I have. And during the time, I did everything I could to stay strong, but the kids, they wouldn't leave me alone. They found every house that I would couch surfed to, and then they would take pictures of me going to the home and take the address, and they would dox it. Which what doxing is taking someone's personal information and posting online publicly. So people would jump me all the time. They would follow me, they would harass me, and make my life a living hell. I even had people tell me that Ethan was never my little brother, and that I just need to kill myself and the world would be happier. And I was just suffering so much. And then the kids who dumped me, they told the police and their moms and the school that I was going to bomb the school. And so in Winfield, I was known as Winfield's new terrorist. Even the newspaper said that, and they even put it out like that. They slandered me, and everyone believed that I did it. And I fought it in court, and I was facing over 500 fucking felonies, bro. Like, seriously, I was fucking dealing with everything. And the reason why it's 500 felonies, by the way, is because when you threaten to bomb a school, come to find out, it is a felony per civilian. It took me about 2 months, and I beat the case because the 20 kids that went up forward and said, yeah, he said this, none of their stories matched. So it was, and they even like evacuated the school for a whole day, searched my locker, which by the way I never used. They searched everything. They searched my home. They even stole some shit. And they basically found out that, oh hey, you know, Mental actually never did it, and so I was let go. And then I was banned to use the buses because my principal even informed me that, hey, you're 18, you should have a car by now, and if you don't have a car, it sucks. I don't care if you have to walk 3 miles to school, you don't get to use the bus anymore because you being on the buses is causing disruptions for people in the cafeteria and the class. So we're gonna ban you from the bus, and then after that, because I walked through the cafeteria to go to class, I got banned from the cafeterias because apparently I'm causing too much issues just existing. And then there's an officer by the name of Officer Tate. I'm not going to go too much in detail of his information or anything like that, but Officer Tate would harass me all the time. And I've witnessed him selling meth to kids. Like, it's just a terrible fucking place. And he would always harass me, and come to find out, a whole bunch of kids would go to him, tell him that I'm going to bring knives to school, or I'm going to bring grenades to school, or I'm going to bring weapons to school. And literally, I was expelled from school and never allowed to come back because of everything that I went through. So, in the result, I just lost my mind. It finally broke me. I couldn't take it anymore. And so I became a drug lord. It took a lot of time, but eventually I was pushing like 12 pounds of weed a week, and I was doing a lot of bad things, which to this day I regret that I ever did. And I just lost myself. Like, it was weird. Like, I lost the ability to feel anymore. Like, I couldn't feel love, I couldn't feel pain, I couldn't feel anything. I felt like a soulless robot just walking the earth. So I just did anything and everything I was told to do. And I tried my best to hide it from society and everybody, but I'm deciding to finally come out with it. And what woke me up during those times is because my eldest brother gave his life for our country, Jeremy Graber. And unfortunately I don't know the story because, like, my stepfamily hate me so much. And even my own stepmother, Anita, she told me over the phone how she wished that I was the one that was dead and that my brother was alive. And I can't even elaborate, like, how much that affects me. And you gotta turn those negatives to positives. You gotta take your pain and fuel it for your strength and your motives to be a better person and to improve yourself. And if I can do it, I know you guys can. So the story about my brother Jeremy Graber, who gave his life for his country. I remember he first went to the Army, and I don't know if he ever went on tour. I don't know if he ever went on overseas or any of that. All I know is he went into the Army, and his right leg got injured somehow, and which caused him to have to go to transfer to the National Guard because he still wanted to be in service. Well, come to find out, due to all the damage, he was diagnosed with epilepsy, which later on, my own grandmother, fucking cunt, tried to tell me he always had epilepsy. It's like, you dumb bitch, you really think I can't tell? Like, I lived with my brother for over a decade and plus years. He obviously, later on when we actually met up before he passed away, and we apologized to each other and man up, he even informed me, he's like, yeah, I always figured that you had PTSD due to all the night terrors you had as a child. Jeremy never had any seizures his whole life until after military. And so after he got diagnosed with it, he got to go on a, I don't know what you call it. It's like a medical leave. Like, basically, he leaves the military due to medical purposes, and he gets to spend time with his family while still being paid through the military for it. Medically discharged is what they call it. And there's like some type of code for it that I don't know. Well, he fought with it every single seizure until his very last seizure on January 10th, 2017, and that broke me completely. It opened my mind of what I was doing, and I felt like I dishonored him. I felt like I'm not doing what I should be doing, and I realized, like, all I could feel, I gained the ability to feel again, and all I could feel was just constant, ridiculous pain because of everything I did. And I realized that, you know, the life I was going down, I'm either going to die or head to prison, and if I'm going to prison, I'm going to kill myself before that even happens. So I decided to move away, and I came to my community I live in now, and I decided to better myself. And when I came here, I was homeless. I've been homeless my entire life for not my entire life, but in my entire life, I've been homeless for over 7 years, from ages 13 to 20. I came to my town, and I lived here for about 7 months of being homeless, living under the bridge at Lakeside Park. And this officer named Officer Golden, he got a call in on me because like 3 days in a row I'd go to Walmart for like 6-8 hours playing Pokemon Go, and I would not purchase anything. So they thought I was stealing, but they couldn't prove that I was stealing. So he came in and checked up on me, and I showed him, oh, I'm playing Pokemon Go, and I told him, no, if you really want the truth, I'm just homeless right now. I don't have anywhere to go, and I'm just using Wi-Fi. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And so he would come to me on like a weekly basis and check up on me, and he would, you know, just ask me how my day was going. He'd bring like Burger King or Arby's or McDonald's to me and just feed me. And for once in my life, because like growing up in Wichita, Kansas on the streets, I was always taught to hate police officers. And so it blew me away that a police officer actually made me feel human, because being homeless on the streets, majority of the population of people would treat me like shit. So like once in my life, I have a human being who I'm supposed to hate sitting there showing me more love than my own mother has ever did, or most people in my life. And it just felt so good that, you know, like, he treated me with so much dignity and respect, you know? And he helped me out. He was there when I told him about how on October 1st of 2017, months later after my brother passed and me moving here and everything, that I actually got my first apartment. And I've been holding this apartment for over 3 years now, and he was so proud of me. And just the other week, speaking of Officer Golden, he is now promoted to Chief Golden, and he's seen me at Dillon's, and I had about $200 of food, and I don't even know how he did it, but he figured out that me and my little bro was struggling. So he went out of his way to pay for my entire cart, and just told me thanks for everything me and my little brother did. because I found my little brother. He was getting beaten by his meth head stepfather, and I brought him home. And 2 months later, he prospered so much that during June of 2018, we launched our first food drive, and since then we've launched 3 food drives together. We've donated over $10,000, almost 5,000 items. We fed 211 families and paid the bills for 29 families. And so Chief Golden is really amazing. Definitely a shout out to him, and shout out to all the people who ever help me or support me, and it means a lot to me. Oh god, this is a lot taken out of me. I kind of feel drained right now, but yeah, this is my life. I've been through anything and everything you can imagine. I've even been abducted and put into sex trafficking before in Wichita, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all, and I've suffered a lot of pain, but the purpose of me making this video is showing that if you're like me, or even can relate to me on any level, large or small, that I just want you guys to know that you're not alone, and I love you. I might not be able to see your names or see your faces or whatnot, but I care, and I want you to know that you mean everything to me, and that you can continue to move forward, and that there is hope. That just don't give up. Don't fucking listen to other people, alright? Don't allow other people's opinions to become your reality. What you need to do is believe in yourself, make goals every single day, accomplish them, and stay fucking strong, okay? You can do it. If you just believe into it, it only takes a drop of belief and an infinite amount of hard work, and you can take yourself anywhere you want. And I want to be an example of that, and that's why I make these videos. That's why I do what I do. And I just want you to know I love you so much, and like, thank you so much for watching this video and listening to me and getting to know me. Because you know what, I'm not perfect. I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but I'm trying to be better. These past 40 years I have changed into a complete different person. I'm so proud of myself. I have amazing people like Elizabeth and Sebastian, Bill Powers, Mark Malaby, Greaser, all these amazing souls who got my back and who are supporting me. And it means so much to me to have a family, have a home, be able to have fun with my life, enjoy my life with Greaser, make this incredible series that we've been able to show to you guys. And it's just an honor that I get to serve for you guys, and that I get to make these videos and entertain you guys and make you laugh. And I just want you guys to know that it literally means everything to me, and that you guys are the reason why I'm still alive. And I will never give up. I promise you that. I'll do everything in my power to be the reason why people don't go hungry anymore like I used to. All I want to do is help feed families, and I just want to make people smile. So again, thank you for listening, and thank you for believing me, because I believe in you, and you're an awesome human being. So please stay strong. We can do this together if you believe. And as always, toodles! Hey Dragon, free hugs? Oh, free hugs? Okay. Free hugs! Alright. Are we still doing gravity hammers or rockets? Alright.